You know, kids are not going to like everything you put in front of them. That's okay. I mean, check out my teenage son's reaction to the pea soup. Tell me about the pea soup.
It looked like a Shrek soup.
Is that what you called it?
Yes.
Was it? But how did it taste when you dipped the bread in it?
The taste wasn't bad, but the texture was not pleasant.
But you ate some of it. You made do.
Yes.
Yeah, I was really proud of you. So now you get to do video games and you get to be left alone. Good job. Hi, my name's Britt, RD, registered dietitian, and today we are going to make split pea soup. You know, everybody I think knows that like beans are healthy for you. They're super high in protein, they are super high in fiber, but you know, some pulses, that's what they're called, or beans, are less gas producing. And this actually tends to be one of those. So I don't actually pre-soak them. Yes, it's green. And if you have little kids, seeing you eat green food is really important. Even though you know full well that there's no way they're gonna eat this, but they might. So let's get started. In a pot, kind of like a really heavy duty cast iron soup pot kind of thing. The worse it looks, the better it cooks. My pot is pretty beat up. I don't know, 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm just gonna do that. So that might actually be 3 tablespoons of oil. Today, I chopped everything ahead of time because you don't need to see my knife skills. This is a cup of onion. It's just chopped, loosely chopped, not perfectly chopped. This is 2 carrots peeled and chopped, and I chopped them kind of big because I don't want them to fall apart in this soup. So I'm gonna throw that in there. I have 1 shallot, 2½ cloves of chopped garlic, and I'm just gonna get that started. And it's just gonna start cooking. I love this soup. I love making soups in the winter. Yes, this pot is really beat up, I know. Hi. I do all kinds of things in this pot. We're gonna let that saute for about 10 minutes. I want the onions to be kind of translucent. You don't want to do this step and you want to put all of it in the pan instead and then just turn it on. You can do that. I really am not so sure that it makes a huge big difference at all. Tell you what though, it smells good. These are the dried green peas. They're like lentils. It's a pound of peas and they're sorted. You kind of want to go through and rinse them and make sure there's no like stones or anything in them. And then you just kind of want to put them in 2 containers, or if you have your own chicken broth, good for you. This is unsalted broth, so it's extremely low sodium. And I'm going to add both of them. This is the easiest thing in the world to make. It's so good for your kids to watch you eat, and it smells so good. It's like a win-win-win plus a win. If you happen to make a ham, a bone-in ham for the holiday, or even had some leftover ham, in this grisly piece of frozen plastic, I have a ham bone with a little bit of ham in it. And I am just gonna drop that thing right on in there. Try to get it to the bottom because I want it to get covered. And that's that, cover. Done. 1 hour to 2 hours to get all the beans soft and cooked. If you did pre-soak them, it's going to cut the cooking time down significantly to about 40 minutes. Once it comes to a boil, we're just gonna drop the temperature to like medium low. We just want it to simmer.
Coming up next week.
New Year's resolutions. We'll talk about that, because how's that going for you? Yeah, I thought so.
Next week on Britt RD.
And we are back. Looks amazing. It's all cooked off. There's ham in there. I will probably take this ham, dice it up, and make it look a little nicer because I don't like big chunks of it. And you want it to have a good bite and not big chunk of fat or something. It's been cooking about 1 hour, hour and a half, and definitely there's still some like texture to it, as you can see, but it's not like super thick. I don't like it to be like sludge. I want it to be a soup. You want it to have a nice flavor. You want it to be thick, but not too thick. So here's one of my secret ingredients. I like to add a little bit of vinegar. I think it just makes it a little bit brighter, but you know what? I'm gonna add a tablespoon, but I literally measure that. Normally you see me like dumping stuff in and I don't really care. You don't want it to make salad dressing, so you have to add just a little bit. So I add a tablespoon of vinegar, then I just start dumping stuff in. So I like dill. That's about a tablespoon of dill. Dried dill. You can also add fresh if you have it. Good for you if you do. But I think the dill in the pea soup really makes it taste better. You gotta remember, we used a no salt added broth. So, and we added a little bit of salt to sweat the onions, but that's really it. And there is salt in the ham, so you do have to check it for seasoning. Ooh, that's good. It does need a little salt. I'm just gonna adjust it. Keep going. If you think it needs more, keep testing it. Here we go. We have a gorgeous thing of high protein, high fiber soup. It's an interesting color that will challenge your kids. I'm looking for a bread knife. There we go, found one. And I've got this gorgeous whole grain loaf. I did not bake this. This I got at the store. Oh, I love it. And the house smells so good. Oh, do the dill and the vinegar. It's good, and then it's awesome. Isn't that pretty? It's pretty. And also, by the way, this is gonna be lunch all week for my husband and myself. So good. All right, maybe dinner too, because it's delicious. You have to go now, because I'm gonna go have dinner. This is not hard. Just do it. It's so good for you. Bye-bye. Bye. One piece, baby? There you go. Yeah.